Welcome back to Adventure Repeat. It's glad to see you here. So we're back with gears and gadgets with another cool product. So what we have here are the Mighty Products traction boards. So if you're looking for a traction board in the market, this is something that I highly recommend. So I have a link for it down below for their website. You can get to it, and also a link code to go with that to save you an extra 10% off in case you really want these products. I highly recommend them. So use the link, use the code, save yourself some money. So with that, this is why these traction boards over other products like the Maxxtrax. So the Maxxtrax boards are nice. They've been proven for a lot of people, but these I think are better and they have more of a practical usage. So first off is cost. A set of Maxxtrax costs like $270, which is absolutely insane for a set of traction boards. And these Mighty boards right now are about $53 for a single board. So you can get 4 of these for less cost than you could for a set of 2 Maxxtrax. So it's actually kind of nice and convenient. So that is the first good selling point on these. That's why I highly like them, because they're a lot cheaper. I don't have to cry if I accidentally break one. We've done some testing with these, and I've actually used these at the sand dunes up at Silver Lake quite a bit. It's an off-road sand park, so you can get stuck there quite a bit if you're not careful, because it is soft sand. So with that, it's a nice and super lightweight board. You can pick it up and move it around quite easily. And on the front, the texture is just a diamond plate tread pattern, and it's all molded in there. So it's not like pressed in or drilled in, things like that. So it's actually an aggressive pattern for tires, but not too aggressive for hands to be able to be using it and working with it. And a lot of times I'm using this as a shovel to help dig people out. So sometimes you just get buried in the sand. You can sit there, 2 hands, start digging away, and you can start digging some of the sand out. So it actually works out pretty well. So it's great for digging out the holes and being flexible. Sometimes when you have to try to force it underneath the tire, you have to be able to get it to flex without having to hit their body lines, because some vehicles sit in low, or when you frame them out, you sometimes need to have it flexible to get underneath that. The downside of it being a flexible board is if you're trying to use it as a bridge to try to get over potholes and over ruts and things like that. So more like your backcountry trail riding stuff. If you're trying to bridge over some ruts, it's just going to bend, and maybe that's not what you're looking for. So if you put some logs underneath there, it'll work just fine. So that may be where the Maxxtrax are a little bit nicer, but I like to have mine be flexible because I don't have to worry about it as much, because Maxxtrax are meant to be rigid, but once you crack them, they're garbage. You pretty much throw them away. These ones, you can bend these and pull these and twist these every which way, and they are still good boards, and they've worked out for me really well. Also, even if it's not just being used as recovery, you get some windy days out there, and we like to be at the beach, and to get some shade, we put up the canopy. Well, if it's windy, the canopies like to fly away. We've actually used these and had ratchet straps to these in our canopy and just threw some sand on there and actually half buried them, and they hold it really well. So you don't have to worry about our canopy flying away. You're not filling like garbage bags and things like that with sand, having extra stuff laying around. So these are actually sturdy, they work, and they don't fall apart. So actually it works out pretty darn well for that as well. So it's an interesting way to use them while we're out in the dunes. We've also taken these out to different remote areas where we like to go fishing. Some places we take the fishing boat out, and it's a sand launch. And with that is sometimes when you're trying to retrieve the boat and try to pull back out of the water, trying to take that extra weight out, you can actually start digging yourself a hole, and sometimes four-wheel drive, if it's a really soft sand, you will start sinking in very quickly. So we've actually used these to shove underneath the tires to help get us out as well. And cool thing we found about it is you don't have to worry about them just staying there forever. If you drop one, it's just not gone forever in the water. These actually do float, which is actually pretty cool. It's not like a necessary thing, but it's a cool little feature, because one less thing you're likely to lose on accident when you're out in the water. They are nice and compact for travel. So being super thin, you don't have to worry about them taking up a lot of space. They stack up really nice with each other. You know, you're talking about 2 inches total, and they can go anywhere, so you don't have to worry about them. They're not aggressive, so they're not going to damage a bunch of things that you have laying around in your bed, like Maxxtrax that are super thick, and you have to pretty much stack them on each other, and the ribs and everything like that are very aggressive, so it's not easy to do. You have the handholds you can strap them down with. Honestly, I've been looking at trying to figure out a way to mount them to the bed rack itself, and these are nice and heavy duty. I'm probably just going to start drilling a hole on each side and just kind of do a single stud like Maxxtrax do right through the middle. And I'm not going to worry about these because these are nice and heavy duty. That hole in there, it ain't going to crack because it's got these big pockets in there for handholds, and it doesn't break as well. So it actually works out very nice. There's other things that you can use these for. just generally around the house. And what I found, it works out good if you just flip it over. The backside is smooth. You can use it for floor jacks if you're on gravel, concrete, things like that. So where it's very hard to use your actual floor jack, because we work on our camper a lot and that's just a gravel pad. I can just throw the floor jack on this and it'll work out pretty darn nice. We've used it for working on the sheds if we're out in the grass and the soft dirt. You can lay these down and actually have the ladder sit on top of this, so that's actually a convenient thing as well. We've used it as jumps for our RC cars. Put a couple blockings up and use them as jumps. Woo! With the RC cars, so the kids actually like that as well. We've done that in the dunes as well too, just for fun. Just different things you can use this for that you can't do that with a Maxxtrax, because the way they're made, you just can't do any of that stuff with them. So that's actually a pretty nice little product. I really like them, and they're just convenient to have around the house. Just like a screwdriver, you can use it for more than one thing it's intended to, and that's why I like it. I can invest my money in something I can use for more than just one purpose, and that makes the most out of it, and I really enjoy that. It may not be the best at one certain thing, but it's great at a lot of different things, and that's something that I look forward to when I buy different products, especially in my recovery gear that I got to take around with me. I'm not using them all the time, but they work really well. So it's something that I highly recommend. So as I said before, I'll have a link down below with a code to help save you some money on that as well. Other than that, that is with Gears and Gadgets. Mighty traction boards, I highly recommend them. And as always, hopefully you can like the video, comment, tell us what you think, tell us what you want to hear about, and subscribe. We got a lot of great content coming, a lot of great content on the channel, so be sure to check it out. And as always, have a great adventure.